Imagine it's an ordinary day. The sky is blue, the birds are chirping, and you're sipping on a morning coffee. Everything seems perfectly fine. But then, beneath your feet, at the heart of planet Earth itself, something unthinkable starts to happen. Earth's core begins to cool down, and it's cooling fast. That might not sound so bad at first, right? But trust me, the consequences of this scenario are nothing short of catastrophic. Welcome back to another mind-bending episode of What If Facts. In today's episode, we're diving, quite literally, into the Earth to ask, what if our planet's core suddenly cooled down? To truly understand this, let's first break down what the Earth's core is and why it's so crucial. So, Earth has multiple layers, like an onion. The inner core, a dense sphere made mostly of iron and nickel, is solid and as hot as the surface of the sun. Wrap that inner core with the outer core, a swirling liquid layer of molten metals. And it's this outer core that creates Earth's magnetic field. Keep that tidbit in mind because we're coming back to it. Above the core sits the mantle, and finally, the crust, where we live. But let's go back to why the core cooling down is a big deal. The Earth's molten outer core acts like a giant dynamo. It generates our magnetic field, a protective shield around the planet. This shield deflects harmful solar and cosmic radiation and keeps our atmosphere intact. Without it, well, bad news for all living things. Now let's say for some reason the Earth's core cools down in an instant. First things first, the magnetic field would disappear. Without this magnetic field, solar winds would strip away Earth's atmosphere little by little. Remember Mars? Scientists believe its core cooled billions of years ago, and with it, Mars lost its magnetic field. The atmosphere vanished gradually, leaving a barren, lifeless desert behind. Okay, that's bad enough, right? Well, it gets worse. Earth's core and mantle drive plate tectonics. These are the massive movements of continents and ocean bottoms. Tectonic activity is responsible for building mountains, forming oceans, and even regulating carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, making our climate livable. If the core cools down, tectonic activity would grind to a halt. No more earthquakes, volcanoes, or shifting plates. At first, some might think, no earthquakes? Great. But really, it spells disaster. Without volcanic activity to release carbon dioxide, the planet could plunge into an endless ice age. And there's more. Earth's core adds heat to the surrounding mantle, which gets circulated upward thanks to convection currents. This heat props up the very dynamic processes that keep Earth geologically alive. If the core cools down, not only do these processes stop, but planet Earth itself could become as geologically dead as the Moon or Mercury. But what about you and me living on the surface? You might think, so what? Earth's surface isn't hurting from this. But oh, it would. The absence of a magnetic field means harmful radiation from space bombards Earth. From disrupted ecosystems to frying our power grids and satellites, a collapsing magnetic field would plunge our modern way of life into chaos. Let's talk time frames. Would all this happen instantly? Not exactly. It'd take years, or even centuries. But the signs would show almost immediately. Geologists would notice tectonic plates slowing, and our magnetic field would start to weaken, causing high solar radiation levels. Remember that beautiful aurora borealis? It wouldn't stay beautiful for long. It'd mark Earth's death knell through a dazzling, but deadly, light show. And here's a sci-fi twist to consider. What if we tried to restart the Earth's core? Sounds like something out of a Hollywood blockbuster, right? Scientists would have to invent unimaginable technology to drill down thousands of kilometers to jumpstart the core. Even then, it'd be like trying to heat the ocean with a blowtorch. To say it'd be challenging is a massive understatement. Before you panic, rest assured, the Earth's core cooling suddenly is extremely unlikely. The core has been staying hot for billions of years thanks to radioactive decay and the residual heat of planetary formation. But understanding these what-if scenarios helps us appreciate how interconnected Earth's systems truly are. So, the next time someone says, Earth's core? Who cares? It's thousands of kilometers below us. You now know that without it, life as we know it wouldn't be possible. And hey, maybe one day this scenario becomes more than a what if. Perhaps with advanced technology, our distant descendants will have a solution in case the core ever takes its last gasp. That wraps up today's incredible journey into the Earth. If you found this episode mind-blowing, hit the subscribe button and share it with your fellow curious minds. See you next time on What If Facts, where we explore the unimaginable to understand the unbelievable.